What's up, everybody? It's Jeffrey Lyles welcoming you to another edition of Lyles Figure Files. It's Tuesday, shaking everything all up. Hopefully, we've had a good Monday and Tuesday so far. We've got a busy week ahead of us because PulseCon 2023 is this Friday, and I cannot wait to start breaking down all the reveals. So I will be on, maybe not live throughout the show, but probably around 4 or 5 o'clock, breaking down everything we've seen. Gonna go through your wish list, what I'm hoping to see a little bit later on in the show. But first, let's say what's up to everybody here in the chat joining us on a special Tuesday night live. We got 80s kid from the 90s. What's going on, my man? Found my Toys R Us reward card, so I'm ready for the stream. I think I still have mine too. And happy Tano Tuesday to you as well. Yeah, so I'm assuming we'll stick to our normal time, about 2 hours. And then for those of us who practice it, we'll be celebrating Tano Tuesday with the new episode of Ahsoka. And I can't wait for it because the last few have been excellent and amazing. Afton Child is in the building as well. So is Blake Tarpley. Sup, guys? Sup, Jeffrey? Snow Job just hit my porch an hour ago. Great figure, tons of accessories. All these pictures of Snow Job are making me super jealous because every time I go to Hasbro's Pulse, he's sold out again. It's like, come on, guys. Everybody's starting to get it now. All these latecomers, these people are like, I needed to wait a few months. Now I'm ready to get it. Like me, are like, can't get a guy. But soon enough. I've got enough of those Joes I still need to open up and review anyway, so I'll just bide my time. Let's see who else is with us tonight. Snake Eyes, what's going on, my friend? Glad to see you back. Hopefully we have another wild and crazy stream going on here. Ryan Daly's in the building. What's up, my friend? And Stickman, what's up, man? So yeah, we have a lot to talk about. Let's start breaking it down. But of course, we need to take a look, as always, to see how things are going with the Hasbro HasLab Giant Man. And it seems to me that he needs a little bit of a boost here. He's at 4,829 when I loaded this up. Let's see where he is right now with everything. 4,830. Now, there's 34 days left in this crowdfund. This HasLab only needs 10,000 backers, so it's not outside the realm of possibility that he's going to get there. I feel like this is a no-brainer, and people are just waiting till the end to get this thing. But I am kind of curious because I figured he would have hit that halfway mark a few days ago, maybe last week. So I'm a little bit surprised that the pace has already slowed down. Again, I think that's because there's not those tiers that people are really excited about. It's like, we've got to hurry up and get this thing funded at the base level because we want to get those tiers. And I think the squirrel head, the zombie head, aren't anything that's got people racing to back this thing to support. It's like, yeah, I'll probably back it on that last day. I'm really curious if we're going to see a surge after PulseCon based off of some things that the Marvel Legends team reveals. I think we've got a few clues in terms of what they should show based on their teases during comments on Instagram after the big reveal, big literally reveal of Giant Man. So we'll see. So that's where that's going right now. And it's still surprising to me that he is hanging where he is in terms of getting movement on this crowdfund. But today we also had some more reveals, more drops from McFarlane Toys with his DC Multiverse line. And this one was very interesting because I think a lot of people were like, no, that's just the angle. There's no way he's releasing this figure that way. And I was like, I kind of think this is what we're going to get with this figure. And then we see the final result, and it's Supergirl, and she's got no boots. She's got this weird outfit where she has not really any seam lines, I guess, here. But it's just odd because this is basically the Catwoman figure, and she is, I guess, from the torso down. So you see the zipper mold here, which I think is weird. But I think the head sculpt's still not bad. Certainly looks like a little girl or a teen girl. I like the cloth cape. Seems like it's a little thin, though, based on that you can see that backdrop, the white backdrop right through the cape. But I still don't understand who signed off on these boots. It's such a weird decision, and I just don't get it. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Now, fortunately, she's part of the gold label line, so she's only 19.99 and a Target exclusive. So I guess that's pretty good, just in the sense of, hey, we're probably going to see this figure come down in price at some point. She comes with 2 flight stands, which I love. I feel like it's been way too long since we've gotten these back in rotation. The trading card that it doesn't seem like anybody cares about, and this flat black stand. And what's really interesting to me with this figure, they're including the likeness, the inspiration for the Supergirl figure. And nobody at McFarlane seems to care that this figure is showing bare legs with her thigh high boots. And I just think that's really funny. If you guys collect any of the WWE figures, you'll notice that every so often they'll slightly tweak a photoshopped image just to make it look more like the figure you're going to get, which I think is smart. It may not necessarily be the most, hey, up on the up and up, but at least they're trying to match up what you're getting. This one's weird because it's just like, yeah, we know what Supergirl's supposed to look like too, but we don't care. There's the parts we had available, deal with it. So I don't understand it at all. Jalen Parks is in the building. It's not ideal, but I'm cool with that Supergirl. I feel like they're going to do another one of her. She's a character that has enough looks that we'll probably see some more. I like the head sculpt and the cloth cape, so I'm wondering if maybe I can Frankenstein one when they do a better one with the look that I want. So we'll see. Ryan says Supergirl should always be smiling. Not a fan of that head at all. And again, it's you take a look at this image. She's smiling on the trading card, and I always think that's a weird way to go because you look at the package on a figure. This is what it's supposed to look like, and then the actual figure looks nothing like this base that they use there. Hey, this is what we're basing this figure off of. So it's very odd to me. Stug138 says, I'm passing on the Supergirl. I'm okay with my DC Icon Supergirl. Now that's a figure I missed out on, and I need to just go scour eBay, secondary markets to see if I can get a good price on the remaining DC Icon figures that I didn't get. I had a real temper tantrum when they said they were canceling the line in favor of DC Essentials, which was cool, but just wasn't as cool to me as that amazing DC Icons line that I really wish had 4 or 5 more waves and people would have been like, oh, DC Icons is one of the greatest figure lines, especially since they would have had a lot of momentum based on the 2 upcoming waves that they showed but never really got out to retailers. Thought the same thing as you about the Frankenstein. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just have to do it. And the way their parts are set up, it's not too hard to do that. So I'm thinking that won't be a big problem. So we'll see how that works out. And then next up, in addition to Supergirl, we got the news that Wonder Woman was coming. And my friend was being helpful, was always telling me, hey, Wonder Woman's up for pre-order at Target. And I was like, great. And of course, this was not the one I was thinking of. I was 100% thinking of classic Wonder Woman that we saw teased at Comic-Con. But it's the Flashpoint one. And this figure is really impressive with all the detail. I just think it's so hilarious how much work McFarlane puts into these one-off kind of outfits. I mean, look at all the sculpting detail. She's got the chainmail, got the band sculpted, the gauntlet, the elbow pad, the gloves, the flared gloves, and she's got this uniquely sculpted torso with the mail there as well, the belt. I mean, it's just a really nice looking figure and so much great detail. It's kind of like, why are we putting all this effort into a figure you're never going to need again? So a really well done job. I do wonder if they could have made this gold a little bit more gold and less copper, because I feel like you see in the trading card once again that that's kind of what they're going for with this, but we don't quite get it that way. The boots also look like new sculpted pieces, so just a lot of unique sculpted parts with this figure, and it's going to be a one and done. So really wild and really interesting. Jamelin says, I think I have 2 Supergirl figures, and they both are from way back in the DC Direct days. They did really good Supergirl figures, and yeah, I miss DC Direct in terms of their character selection. I just wish they had come up with a uniform articulation model and scale and just stuck to a time period, because they did so many characters, so many figures. If you wrote out the list and you just looked at a big checklist of all the figures they made, all the different characters, you'd be like, this seems like the greatest action figure line that we could ever get from DC, but it's just so far off because there's so many distinct versions of characters throughout the different lines. So I wish they'd come up with something just like Marvel, I mean, with Toy Biz, Hasbro did with the Marvel characters, because that way we would have a really great collection of DC figures. Some are definitely better than others. Stella138 says this Wonder Woman is cool. Cyborg looks awesome. Wait, says Afton Child. Why do I see Cyborg's head? Well, this wave is part of the special, all these Flashpoint figures that we've seen. Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Project Superman, and that really fantastic Flash from Flashpoint are all coming together. You get their different parts to create this Build-A-Figure Cyborg, and he is massive, super massive. If you got the Flash, you know how tall this figure is going to be, and it really looks cool. I did not care about getting the Cyborg figure, but now that I see it, it's kind of close and pretty similar to Cyborg's look right now in the DC comic books. Oops, I realize now that I wasn't showing you what he looked like. There you go. So now everybody's seeing what I'm saying. Great head sculpt for Vic Stone here, and it's a really nice looking figure. And I kind of feel like he could work for your Titans lineup, your Titans roster, if you just wanted to throw him in there with your new 52 Justice League. I think they did a really nice job. Like I said, I only had the legs because that was all I cared about because I wanted that Flash, but seeing everything come together, I kind of wish that they had shown this earlier. I feel like this may be something they could work on as well, because it's like if we saw the finished Build-A-Figure, how it looked, I think there'd be a lot more incentive and a lot more motivation from people to go, I'm going to grab this figure. Because what happens we see so often is, you know, one figure comes, two figure comes, three, and we don't see the completed Build-A-Figure until maybe that first figure is long since sold out. So let's take a look at Target's website here, because I'm very curious if you could still get Project Superman and Aquaman from that line. Let's see here. Swing on down to our good friends at Target. I'm excited. Let's see. I kind of feel like, there we go, action figures of Aquaman. And of course, we're going to go in with all of the movie looks first. And those are cool looking figures. And $19.99, really great price point for those. This Sunken Citadel Pirate, some mega fig, looks really good. I don't even know if I care about the movie, but this figure really looks cool. There's so much detail on this guy, and he really looks great. So, you know, he's a mega fig, and that head sculpt is really well done. And just those weird little tentacles look like they actually, or I guess they're flippers, and they look like they've got an articulation piece here, so you could move those around with the figure too. So probably interested in that guy. But let's go back to the mission, what I was actually trying to do, see if you could still get this Aquaman from this. Take a look at the seahorse, another distraction. $30. I think that's really nice, a great price for something like that, with that level of detail. But here's the problem. There's no Aquaman. So even if you wanted to grab Cyborg now, kind of after the fact, you've been missing out. So I think they need to do a better job in terms of having all the available Build-A-Figure parts so people can still buy them, even if it's just on Target's website, not necessarily in stores. What do you guys think about that one? Snake Eyes loves the new Wonder Woman, says the Wonder Woman looks good. Dang, Supergirl sold out. Oh man, she's a Target exclusive. That means we can't find her on any other site. So hopefully it'll be like we normally see with Target. Oh, it's sold out. No, it's not really sold out. You just have to wait till a little bit later. Check it out. I still have not managed to track down this grunt. My friends told me that the classified series grunt that's going for $11.99 on Target's website has been in and out of stock. It should be here 2 days. So hopefully I can see what it looked like, because getting that army builder / grunt, the only version of that figure I want, for such a cheap price will really work out for me. Blake says, would love to get an OG Cyborg first appearance. That's my favorite look for Cyborg, and I really hope we get that figure. You know, I had a lot of complaints, a lot of issues with the scaling, with some of the decisions they made with DC Classics and DC Direct, but their Cyborg figures, the original looks, are really great figures. So I kind of feel like maybe I should go back and track down that DC Direct one because it was so good. but the Mattel Classics version is awesome. He stands up really right next to my Raven and Robin, the two figures. They're figures from the Teen Titans that I think actually match up pretty well together. I guess Wonder Girl, but she's like most of those DC classic figure females, way too skinny, way too frail, but she looks good with the rest of her team. Snake Eyes, that is one creepy looking pirate for sure. And I feel like he's going to be one because I don't know how much interest there's going to be in this Aquaman movie, even though the effects look kind of cool and it looks like there's a lot of crazy colors going on. I don't know if this is going to be a line that's going to stay at retail price for too long. Which reminds me, I probably should start checking those Blue Beetle figures because they're probably about due to hit clearance any day now. Blake says it'd be cool if somehow Aquaman in the new movie loses his hand in homage to the comics. Hook hand Aquaman. Definitely. Since he's already got the beard, that would be really fun to see in action too. Roberts, Infinite Realms. Hey, Jeff, getting some things together, but wanted to pop in and wish you a good live. Thank you, my friend. Hope you have a good night and a good week until I see you again on Friday with the live for that one. 80s kid from the 90s says, I don't like how I have to buy an extra figure just for Black Manta because McFarlane forgot to include it. Why do you have to buy an extra Black Manta? Mason, hey Jeff. Oh, my procedure's done, man. I got the liver back in December. I am all good. This is just a support group for everybody to go, hey, this is how you make sure you stay healthy and all that good stuff. So everything's doing well. Checked in with my doctor today. She says my numbers, everything's looking good, which is great. But I will take every prayer that you got to throw my way too. So I appreciate it. Definitely on the mend, looking a lot better, feeling a lot better, and coming along. So I'll be here for a long time, hopefully. Snake Eyes, Jeff, what are your thoughts on the Green Goblin from No Way Home? I know Afton asked that too. So let's see. Let's go into that right now. I think that was next up on my list. Okay, here we go. So the No Way Home, Green Goblin. And this is weird because No Way Home has been done out of theaters so long, but somehow we're finally getting this figure and this looks really good. We've already seen the SH Figure Arts version, but I kind of think this one's really well done. And I'm curious to see what the price point is going to be for this guy. That's not the right way. Let's go this way. I'm not going to butcher the name, but on Twitter, Kwong Hattori got the figure posted and showing off everything. And he really looks cool. The glider looks nice and big. And the detail on the outfit looks really, really great. And we've got the old goblin head sculpt, which is nice because that was the one thing with the look that I was like, oh man, he's got everything in place now. He just needs the mask because the mask was okay. He just needed the outfit. So now we got the outfit and then we don't have the mask, but that's really great that they added that in. So I don't know. I haven't been getting a ton of these MCU figures, but I really like the look of this Green Goblin one. And just in case you don't know what I'm talking about with there we go, the SH Figure Arts version. Pull it up real fast so everyone can know what I'm talking about. So yeah, here is the not at all cheap version from SH Figure Arts, and you can see that really nice head sculpt, great likeness from William Dafoe, and the shattered, messed up goblin outfit attire. It's a strong looking sculpt here, lots of really great detail on this figure. But I gotta say that as nice as this looks, that one that we're getting from Hasbro looks like it'll match up pretty well. And the infamous spear hands gauntlet, that looks cool. But I don't know. I feel like Hasbro stepped up to the plate and kind of said, hey, you can pay $180 for this version, or you can pay, what do you think, $60 for this version. I'm curious to see what the price is going to be. Clearly, this is a deluxe price point from Hasbro, so we'll see what it's going to be. But I'm thinking $70, maybe $60. We'll see how that turns out. Ryan, quick recommendation for movie files I watched. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem. Yes, I cannot wait to watch that movie. So We'll probably do that real soon. The Green Goblin looks amazing. I can't wait to get it, says Afton Child. And Snake Eyes says both of the Green Goblins look good. Is that green? I guess it's just still Green Goblin. Looks good. So yeah, he's a really impressive looking figure. I think they did a good job, both companies. So if you want to spend a little bit more, you can get a really souped up version. But if you want more of a budget one, and I don't think looks like a bootleg budget figure, that Hasbro one's looking pretty solid. And then just in terms of other things that dropped today, we got a nice surprise, at least for those of us who were alert and ready, because finally back in stock today was the Cobra Eels. And this was a really great surprise. I feel like for maybe about an hour, they were still in stock, so you could grab as many of these as you wanted. Fortunately, it's not Pulse, so there's no 5 troop builder limit, so you could stock up. And like I said, I think they're about 90 minutes where you could grab a bunch of these Cobra Eels. I definitely got some for the collection so I can have them fight my torpedo and eventual wetsuit. But he's really excited that they finally brought this back out. And I think a lot of you guys got your Dr. Mindbender figures, so that's awesome too. And this came back in stock, so hopefully we'll see another round of Cobra Eels for everybody who missed out on this most recent run. So hopefully that'll be the case. And then speaking of other characters and figures that came out, and then something I was really ecstatic to see, Big Bad Toy Store, the exclusive home of Storm collectible figures, revealed that Terry Bogard from King of Fighters 98 is getting a new figure finally. I don't know if you've been like me, kind of late coming into Storm collectibles with their awesome fighting game figures, but I missed out on Terry, and I felt like I didn't need to get into King of Fighters if I didn't have one of the main characters. So finally, he's back out in rotation, and he's not coming until first quarter 2024, so there's some time to get him, but he looks great, and I can't wait to actually start setting up a King of Fighters collection now, and that's going to be really crazy because I'm going to have so many fighting games represented on my shelf, and I'm really excited to see him back in rotation. It is very good to hear. And in addition to Terry, we have another King of Fighters 98 character back in the mix here too. I think, and I'm not going to butcher his name, it's Yori Yagami, and his figure was really cool too, and he's going to be back same time frame, first quarter of 2024. And for everybody that missed both of these pivotal characters in the line, you can grab them now and just see all the cool poses you can do. I really love Storm collectible figures. I think they're so much fun in terms of posability, the accessories, and just kind of thinking from a, hey, if we were making figures of these video game characters, what accessories need to be included? And I think they do a really good job with that. And then just the displays for power effects, really strong. Here's a great example of it. So if there's something you want to see, want to do with your figure, they've got you covered because they include all the important elements, all those cool just details of the figure to make it official. I think we're looking at what, 3 or 4 head sculpts here. So yeah, just solid investment. And I love posing those figures and putting them in the different fight scenes and reenacting all the great moves. Because of their articulation scheme, there's really not a lot of poses from the fight games that you can't pull off. So I am very happy to see that. So hey guys, I didn't know they had Terry. I could get in and put them in with my Super Smash Bros. Figures. Yeah, like he was out, I want to say maybe 6 years ago. He was the first one they did at the King of Fighters line. So they've done them. They've done so many different lines: Tekken, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, of course, Streets of Rage. So now I'm back in with King of Fighters and really happy that they did that. Jamelin, dang, Eels 2 curses. I did put it on the dashboard, so hopefully some of y'all were able to get it from there, because I wanted to make sure, like I try to do every time, there's some cool, exciting figure pre-orders, or hey, this thing's back in stock, to let everybody here know right away. And Ryan says, Jamelin, be patient. You'll get more chances to get the Eels. Awesome. That's good to hear. I think Ryan has some great insight. So hopefully, everyone who wants to build an army of eels can do so. And what do you think is a good amount of eels to have? Is it like 6, is it 10? Or you can send with like 3 and you just take on torpedo, or maybe 3 for every sea underwater Joe. Let me know what you guys think. All right, so that was everything on that end. There's just one last bit of news I want to break through, or break one and talk about. Mattel is doing a classy thing. Um, Bray Wyatt died, I say a couple of weeks ago now. It's crazy. And Mattel announced we've had to adjust 2 ways of upcoming WWE figures due to the unfortunate passing of WWE superstar Bray Wyatt. We'll be offering the performer's family some space at this time, but in partnership with WWE, we look forward to celebrating this amazing superstar and his legacy in future lines to come. Bray will be removed from the following waves: WWE Elite Collection Greatest Hits 3, WWE Ultimate Edition Wave 20. So that makes sense. I mean, it wasn't a deal like, shoot, we're never going to get more Bray Wyatt figures. We are. I think there's just that kind of weird time of, hey, this dude just died. Let's crank out more figures. So we're getting a little bit of a window, little pause on Bray figures. But Mattel's basically assured us that we are going to get more figures eventually, just after an appropriate amount of time to let his family grieve and not be like, why are there figures of Bray on the shelves right now as soon as he died? So I like that. Good move from Mattel. 20, says Snake Eyes on the Cobra Eels front. And Ryan, no less than 16. So what is the biggest amount of Cobra army builders do you have in your collection? I feel like for sure my Cobra Troopers are the biggest, and I'm in between the Cobra Officer, the grunts, the regular blue, the original Cobra Island black vest version, the Cobra Troopers, and then the Cobra Officers. I think I've got about 12. That's good, but I still feel like I need more. And I've got 5 Vipers and 5 Alley Vipers and 5 Bats. I can always boost those numbers a little bit more. So I'm kind of feeling like I don't have enough for my Cobra army. I need my Joes to be like, how are we going to beat all these guys? And then I'll feel like I have enough. Oh, I know I'm just being dramatic. Hey, Jamie, if you can't be dramatic online and in these live streams, where can you be dramatic? 80s kid, hopefully you get that cough taken care of, man. We're going to have a busy week talking about all this stuff coming up on Friday. 10. All right, Aftershot. That is probably what my wallet would say is more reasonable, but I've never been very reasonable with figures. So we'll see. Okay, so I want to hear from you guys what you want to see at PulseCon. It's coming up this Friday, as I've said several times already now, and I'm really excited, really want to see what they're going to show us. And I just decided, like, hey, what was going on last time? Like, what were the things that we saw? What did they do? And what are some of the things that we can expect to see? So we got PulseCon coming up, and it's going to be a big deal, and I'm looking forward to it. But let's see what's in store for us. All right, Ryan has some more news. I have a very strong feeling that Hasbro will retool the sold-out Cobra Infantry Trooper as a retro card release to give more people chances to build up armies. I would love that. All right, so Afton says, I really hope so. I really hope they have more stuff for that giant man. Yeah. All right, well, let's see here. So I'm sure this is not exactly how Hasbro has everything laid out, but on their main page, they've got everything set up where it's like, hey, here's the different lines represented as part of PulseCon that you're going to see. And let's just pull this down here so you guys don't have to just trust me. You can see it for yourselves, assuming, of course, you haven't looked on this already. So we got expert brand panels, special guests, product reveals. I think that's what we really care about, and giveaways that we probably won't win, but it's nice to pretend. All right, so they say featuring. They've got their big lines here. I don't think it's a coincidence that G.I. Joe is smack dab in the middle, but we'll just say that was a happy coincidence. So we got Star Wars, we've got Marvel Legends, G.I. Joe Classified Series, Transformers, Power Rangers, and then the lesser tier, less important ones, clearly to Hasbro, Dungeons and Dragons, and Magic, because, you know, they could have just slipped one more down here to balance it out a little bit more. But yeah, that's how this going down. So why don't we play it like this? Right, let's see here. Cobra Commander. Yeah, Blake. I mean, it's weird that we still haven't gotten him. I'm wondering if it's because they want the His Tank Cobra Commander to get a little shine before they reveal him in the retro line. But yeah, I guess we should see him soon. Snake Eyes, we're going to get more Dungeons and Dragons figures. They're on the list, and I got to assume they're not going to keep trying to do more of the movie figures because the time for that is kind of come and gone. So maybe we'll see some more, game and cartoon characters coming from them. Ryan, Jajo PulseCon releases, Crimson 3-pack, Tomac, Zaymont Barons, Wave 14, Hey, Hawk, Helix, Shockwave, Ripper, Buzzer, Walmart Con, Wolf Spider, Shadow Tracker, maybe one more Redeco figure. So I looked at where they were last year, this time when they were hyping up PulseCon. I was like, all right, well, what are you going to show? And they had a pretty decent haul of reveals and renders, name announced figures. So it was a lot. And those figures are finally here. So I guess everything we're going to see Friday at PulseCon, we'll have them in hand by the time next PulseCon 2024 rolls around. But here's some of what we saw just a year ago. Outback, Bazooka in his, standard red jersey colors, Rock and Roll Shipwreck, Torpedo, Lieutenant Falcon, Marauder Barbecue, CoverGirl, Crimson, Bat. So it was a lot of G.I. Joe stuff. And we know based off of the renders and the tease that they kind of said we're going to see the Vamp at PulseCon. Gotta assume we're going to see that. So can't wait to see Clutch and the Vamp and learn how much they're going to charge us for that price. And if it's going to be out by the end of the year, or we're going to have to see it like in January, February, March, first quarter of 2024. But those are a lot of figures. And I was really surprised how much stuff they showed and announced, and now it's all here. So because G.I. Joe Classified series has been rolling so strong and gotten so much momentum, I feel like we might see a little bit more. So they've mentioned Quick Kick. That's another one that I'm hoping to see at least the render. He was a name only announcement, so hopefully we see what he looks like, the stiff look with all his accessories floating around him. He's one I'm really interested in seeing. I guess I'm hoping we'll see some pre-order information from Mutt and Junkyard, since we've seen those guys kind of like the surprise. Here's our Comic-Con reveal at the last minute. So since they're already in figure form, I'm hoping we see those guys for sure. Skew Raider, what's going on, my friend? Quick Kick, Airborne, Doc, Jinx will hopefully be shown. Yeah, I'm kind of right there with you. I think those four would be really great render / reveals. Gotta assume and hope that Torch is also shown. We've got Buzzer and we've got Ripper to go along with Zartan, Zorana. Maybe Xandar is another one we see. Maybe Monkey Wrench, depending on how far they're going to go with Dreadnoks in the next year. But those are definitely be really strong choices. I gotta assume we're going to see Retro Duke, Retro Scarlet, and maybe Flash, since we've seen his gun with Glinda, and we know we're going to get a classic version of Scarlet via Glinda. So we'll see on those end as well. Jamelin, hey, does anyone have the collector edition Alan Scott? I just took the package out of the shipper and I can see a weird overspray that I guess is supposed to be green lighting. Oh, the collector edition. Yes, you're correct on that. And it's pretty cool. What do you think of it? Because I was like, oh, that's really neat. That's a nice touch for them to go with that. I'm trying to see if that was a figure you would only get on McFarlane Toys site, or if it was one that you could get. He has his regular site, and then he has his other one. So let's see here if I can pull that up real fast. But yeah, I really think that's a cool little variant off that original figure. So there we go. Let's see if I can pull it up for everybody else. But yeah, it definitely has a green little overspray to it, and it looks cool, as Todd would say. He's got me hooked into saying everything's cool. Anyway, I can't find it. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. That was not on any of the promo photos. Let me see if I can find it real fast. I think that version still is a different one than probably the one that It's at GameStop. Now, where did you get that figure? Did you get it from the store? Or did you order it directly from McFarlane? All right, let's see. I'm pulling it up. I know that's really riveting and exciting. Me just kind of slowly going through here, but I'm trying to see if I can track this guy down. McFarlane's website is fun to navigate. Let's try it this way. So is this that one? Let's see. I'm here now, Jamelin. So let's see if this is the one. No, this is a different one. Darn it. So yeah, this looks like the standard one, but there is another one that has a green overspray. And I was trying to track it down, but yeah, there's two different versions. As usual, you got to pay attention to which one they're doing. But let me know where you got that figure from. Snake Eyes would like to see Hasbro announce Spider-Man 2 Games Wave. I feel like they don't ever do those gaming waves. We might see one or two figures, but I'm sure we're not going to see a full wave. But that would be cool. Ryan says, I definitely think there's a good chance of seeing renders of Jinx, Doc, and Quick Kick, as well as the retro Dukes and Scarlet. 80s Kid says, my predictions. Ahsoka, Phase 1 Rex, General Skywalker, Phase 1, 501st Clone, Ahsoka Mandalore, and Mandalorian. We do have Ahsoka from Mandalore. I mean, she was really hard to get from Walmart, but they do have that figure. And the Mandalorian, the Mandalorian loyalists, we have those guys too. So maybe we won't see them. And we've got an original, younger version of Ahsoka coming. Hopefully we'll see her, to pre-order and all that stuff on Friday. But yeah, we definitely need a Rex. They canceled one that was set to come with Bad Batch, and then it was like, yo, some of us still need our Captain Rex. So yeah, that'd be great to see. General Skywalker, I'm right there with you. We have one that's pretty decent, but now we could get a figure that would look a little bit more like Hayden Christensen. Snake Eyes is one of Call of Duty Simon Riley Ghost figure. And Ryan says Mutton Junkyard most likely pre-ordered during Hasbro's October 27th event. I love October 27th. That's my birthday. So yeah, if I can pre-order Mutton Junkyard, then that would be pretty cool. Ski Raider, who else? I'm struggling to remember. It's just recent too. They showed a bunch of stuff. I honed in on those four as a favorite. Alpine not announced yet, but please name him for sure. I mean, we got Bazooka, and we've gotten the Tiger Force Bazooka with no Alpine announced, and we got regular edition Bazooka with no Alpine announced. We got Quick Kicks. I was like, come on, guys. They're really close to knocking out that 85 series. So I'm wondering if they're trying to spread it out a little bit more. We still have Airtight, Alpine, Footloose, and let me see who's the last one. Alpine, Airtight, Footloose. Maybe it's just those three. Yeah, maybe it is just those three. And then we got Tobu, we got Frostbite. I feel like there's another one that I'm missing in 85, but we're getting really close to knocking those guys out. So maybe they're going to start doing some more 87, 88, 89 characters to work them in, show them a little love before we finish off some of these series all the way. There's still a lot more of the originals so they could work into. So we'll see where that goes. I don't know how I feel about the lighting. I wish I knew it would have it. Yeah, James, I'm curious about that. Like but let me know where you got it, because I'm curious on that front. What up, James? Might see a render Big Boa too. I forgot he was announced. Yeah, there's so many Joes that we should be seeing. Thank you, appreciate it. I ordered for Lyle's Finger Files affiliate Entertainment Earth. My man, thank you so much. Again, you can use the code Lyles, Lyles. That's my last name, MF for Movie Files, for all you watching on Wednesdays. And that's my affiliate code from Entertainment Earth. So if you use it, you can get 10% off in-stock items and free shipping when you spend over $79. So thank you for the pitch, Damon. 80s Kid, I wanted 2007 animated Legacy Megatron since Optimus Prime was revealed. Are you happy with that reveal of Optimus? And I need a Book of Boba Fett with the light brown boots. I think you're going to need to get some paint because, I mean, I know Hasbro loves the very small, very minute repaints, but brown boots might be a bit too much for them, especially since you can still buy Boba Fett for really cheap now. And it's interesting. It just shows like how much or how little people loved the Book of Boba Fett for him to just still be sitting around and no one really digging that figure. This is a great deal. If you haven't gotten his figure yet, Entertainment Earth, my affiliate, actually has this guy for $12.07. Do you remember that original price for him? I'm not quite sure if you can see it here, but he was originally $31.99. Now you can get it for $12, and that is a really good price for a figure I didn't think was bad at all. So 80s kid, I think maybe you should get this one and just get some light brown paint, and there you go. Ryan, my wife's birthday too. It's an awesome day. Hope you got good stuff planned for it. Maybe some Joe pre-orders, eh? Jamie, yes, Ski Raider, Alpine. Oh, yeah. Just Alpine, Airtight, and Footloose, and then vehicle drivers. Wow. Man, this wave is getting done so fast. But I kind of want a Snowcat. Don't feel like a bridge layer would be that hard for them to do. Now, heavy metal, the Mobat or the MBT, I think that might be a little bit harder, but I think we got some vehicles in there they could work with. I just want to make sure this wasn't a spoiler, Snake Eyes. Prediction. They're going to show Ezra and Ahsoka. He's going to look different. And we're going to get a figure of that design. Well, you know, I would really be interested in one with a little bit more close crop hairstyle. Maybe they can include that as an alternate head, so that way I could feel like I have my version of him from Rebels season 3 and 4. So I'd love to see that. But I'm not upset at the fact that we're going to get a new Ezra either way. So we've got those figures coming, and they're really wild and massive. Lots of stuff from the G.I. Joe front. With our Marvel Legends, what are you guys hoping to see? We didn't get any figures with Giant Man, and I feel like there's been a split, very peaceful split between the chat here in terms of should a HasLab come with additional figures as tiers or not. Hasbro said, hey, we listened to you guys. No figures as tiers, but there's other avenues in which you can get some more complimentary figures. I feel like PulseCon is going to be our complimentary Giant Man reveal of figures. And the only question is, how are we going to see these characters? Is it going to be from solo, single packs, maybe retro packs? Are we going to get 2 packs or even a box set? I guess we need to see Wasp. And probably in her original Avengers outfit, that makes a lot of sense. You all were saying, hey, we need a 6-inch scale of this Giant Man figure. That would also make sense. So maybe there is a 2-pack opportunity. Giant Man, regular size, and Wasp. So there's one. Then maybe a Yellow Jacket as a solo figure. What else would you want to see with a Giant Man HasLab that kind of ties into him, but is totally different? Maybe there's opportunity to get your Iron Man in his Mark II with the golden armor, Hulk with the shorts. Finally, I feel like we need that figure from Hasbro, but we haven't got him. We got jeans for days, but no shorts. So we need to see the swimming trunks. I'm about to go take a dive in the ocean Hulk version. 80s Kids said, I want an animated 2007 Jazz from Legacy and a Qui-Gon and Padawan Obi-Wan. They have done those guys, but they were really hard to track down for a lot of people. Yeah, that's awesome. Joe's on the way. More Dreadnoughts too. Hopefully Cold Slither's not too far off either. So we've got them. And then Marvel Legends, I know we're supposed to see some more No Way Home figures. I guess maybe that's going to be a focus. So this will probably be the grand reveal of the Green Goblin, despite someone already having the figure in hand. We've already seen the Build-A-Figure What If Season 2 wave or Series 2 Disney Plus wave. So we know those are coming, but there's not really a lot of obvious things that we know are coming. There's those Wolverine 2-packs that were mentioned with Armored Psylocke, Sabretooth, Wolverine, of course, and a few other characters. But it's like, all right, well, what else are we going to see? Hasbro's done pretty well in terms of plugging a lot of those Marvel Legend leaks, so there's probably a lot of surprises. And I'm not quite sure which ones I want to see, where I want to go. Maybe, just them focusing on completing some more teams. So let's get name a Rita, a silhouette to continue building out and fleshing out our new warriors. Some more members of the Thunderbolts would be great. More Serpent Society figures, Alpha Flight, X Factor, X Force. There's a lot of teams that need some more love. And this would be a really great time to flesh out some of them. Maybe they do a box set like they did with that X-Men villain set where you just throw in one team member that would help complete a team. So maybe we get Rachel Summers, Phoenix 2 thrown in there. We get Farrell. We get Wolfsbane. We get, I guess we probably need a dude to sell the pack some more. Let's see. Who would be another great addition to a team that would help flesh it out? Star Fox. He's a character that could go along with the Avengers. He's had some MCU exposure now, so he'd be a relatively easy one to do. Maybe then you also throw in Raza so he gets some more of the Starjammers. No, there's just so many teams that have started, and I don't feel like we're getting them done, especially when you compare them to the Jojo Classified series, where it's like, man, we're getting waves that are just like 3 characters away from getting completed, 2 characters away from getting done, 1 character from getting knocked out, where Hasbro's kind of all over the place on their Marvel Legends side, where it's like, we could complete a team, but let's start 5 more that we're not going to finish for another 5 years. So we'll see. I think they're sitting on a 12-inch Goliath figure, but they won't reveal it until the HasLab campaign is over. That's really interesting. I feel like that would be a really nice sell, assuming he's not like $120. I feel like he would be a nice complimentary character, and I would be more interested if I were still on the fence with getting Giant Man, but I backed him long ago. But yeah, I don't know about that. I wonder if they would do that. I'd love to see a 12-inch Goliath, and that way they can start building out all the different variations, just a simple repaint to get the Masters of Evil version of Goliath. But yeah, I'd love to see that. They definitely need to get more Dreadnoks out. There's still way too many that need to get done. 80s Kid, everything is too expensive from Hasbro. Well, I mean, if you wait, maybe not. Oh, yeah. Probably Loki Season 2 figure showing too. It was probably just as likely as seeing more of the characters from Loki Season 1, where it's like, hey, here's a fan favorite you guys have been waiting on for so long. It's like, oh, thanks. So I think there's an option for them. Maybe we'll see Alligator Loki and Braggart Loki to join the ranks of the whole crew too. No problem. That's the chase. Okay. I wasn't sure because I felt like McFarlane Toys website had that up and available. Maybe it's just one of those rare drops. Now that I say that, maybe that's where I was getting it, where it's like, hey, you could get this special. I think they had one of their deals where you could, enter into their little rally or draft thing, and then you could get it. And maybe that's what it was. Let's see. Yes, the Platinum Chase figure. And I'm going to assume that I won't be able to say that figure. Great. Okay, let's see here. So now I've found the picture finally of this. And here we go. Pull it up so everyone can see the chase look of this figure, which is pretty cool. And there we go, to quote Joker. So yeah, there it is. The little green sheen throughout the figure with the glow there and here. And that's pretty neat that you just got the chase just like that, because you were able to get the raffle to get this figure. And I think there's a really cool effect in terms of like, hey, this makes sense. The dude's got the ring that glows. Now, the one thing, of course, that I'm kind of salty about is, again, they're not checking these pictures. And I don't know why, but he's got his ring on his left hand, and here's clearly on his right hand. So just a little accuracy is all I'm asking for, Ty. But yeah, that's really cool that we get that, and very exciting. So you might want to get another one. You might want to unload it and get a big payday from somebody soon. Oh, 80s Kid. I want to see, or probably a second wave of X-Men 97 figs. Yeah, because those figures are supposedly coming out next Friday or Sunday. And at GameStop, we'll see. I noticed they've changed on their website their release date to TBD. So maybe that's no longer going to be the case. Snake Eyes would like to see Deadlock and Drift, some characters but different figures from Transformer Legacy. Yeah, the funny thing with me with Transformers is really hard to go. I want to see these figures. I mean, they're characters I want, but I know there's really only like 2 or 3 slots with every live stream, with every presentation for the G1 style characters that I want. I'm not hating on anybody's various other editions of Transformers that they love and they want to see. For me, I just want to see more G1 characters. I was really excited to get Brawn. I want to see a non-shot up version of Prowl. Hound would be really great to see as well, because my collection of those G1 characters are really starting to flesh out. I'm getting excited. And speaking of getting excited over G1 characters, back in rotation for everybody who missed it, because Hasbro seems like they're trying to do a better job of doing right by collectors who might have missed out on figures earlier. Back in rotation, you can pre-order right now. This is the Transformers Studio Series 86, Leader Dinobot Slug, and Daniel Witwicky. So you can continue building up your impressive Dinobots Studio Series collection. And that's pretty cool. He's coming out March 2014. That didn't seem right. Did I read that just totally wrong? Yeah. 2024. Yeah, I'm like, wait a second. We're going back in time to give you this figure. So we're going to get him next March. That's cool. Yeah, so if you missed out on him early, you can still grab him. And there's still more of these Dinobots still in rotation, still to come to us. I feel like we just had the pre-order open for Snarl, if I am remembering that correctly. Of course, now I can't find it. But anyway, more Transformers, never a bad thing. And Drift for sure would be a good addition that I'd love to see. Stug, love to see a new She-Hulk, for real. The one I have now is like kind of, boy, you're still here because there's not a better version of you. And I don't know if you guys have a lot of those figures in your collection where it's just like, you really need to get replaced. That's how I feel looking at that She-Hulk, where it's like, yeah, you're better than the other alternatives, but man, I just want to have a She-Hulk that can actually move better, because that one has those ratchet joints where she's just really hard to pose, and in some cases stand. So definitely would love to see a new She-Hulk. Absolutely. Acton says I want a 12-inch yellow jacket and 6-inch yellow jacket. Ryan says I think too many collectors would settle for a 12-inch Goliath that costs $70, like the Super Adaptoid, and back out of the $200 24-inch Giant Man. That's why they won't reveal until later. You might be right on that, but maybe it's just a bunch of us who are like, I want them all. So yeah, maybe they'll do that afterwards. But I'm wondering. I guess the October HasLab would be Transformers, so I guess they'd be fine doing it at that point. An 80s kid said, I need a 2007 animated Megatron as Commander class. I really missed the days some Transformer toys were awesome. They had the missiles and sound effects. Transformer toys are pretty awesome right now. I'm really loving every time I open up a new Transformer figure, so I hope you can find some love and enjoyment out of these new ones, because they're still really cool to me. Ski Raider, Kihu Wagon. Hopefully I said the right. Grown short round for the win. Loki season 2. 2 figures in a year after none for 40% of prototype. Let's go. Jalen says I'm expecting them to reveal a way that coincides with Giant Man. Maybe not a 12-inch Goliath, but I'm thinking like Wasp, Yellow Jacket, regular size Giant Man. Yeah. I'm curious if they would do a whole wave, or they just do, hey, here's a box set. I kind of feel like they have their hands full with Wolverine's anniversary, Spider-Man No Way Home, those really current contemporary figures, and the eventual assumed onslaught of Marvel Cinematic Universe figures. I mean, we already got the Marvel's waves, so they're kind of way ahead of what should be coming down the pipeline in terms of movie figures. So I don't know how much longer this strike is going to go on, but if it keeps rolling at this rate, they're not going to get the Captain America New World Order, and that's not Brave New World, I think is the name of it now. They're not going to have those figures out, or at least they shouldn't, before the movie comes out. So it'd be really interesting to see what they're using to plug the gap. And maybe Hasbro, the Marvel Legends crew, is working overtime trying to get some comic book figure waves quickly out in rotation. especially those that don't require a lot of new parts and new sculpting. It makes sense. Supplement your HasLab drops. Help your case. Help your sales. Help your market. Don't let the disappointment linger. Bam, fix it. It's Stug 138 says they're probably going to be Spider-Man 2 video game figures. I wouldn't expect any more X-Men 97 figures until the show debuts. I could be wrong. I mean, that would be one of those things where it's like, I'm wondering if Hasbro has banked so much in terms of figures they want to show off, but the strike is kind of holding them back from it. And it's like, oh, we got to wait until this. We've got these amazing waves featuring the likeness of characters from Captain America. We've got this in the take. We've got more X-Men figures, but we can't show them until this stuff starts getting out to theaters onto Disney Plus. I would love to see a Marvel Legend Jack of Heart too. That figure would look really cool. Jeff Johns had like a cup of coffee doing Avengers, and it was such a great run. I'm still like, oh man, if he had stayed on as long as say Brian Michael Bendis did on Avengers, I feel like he would have had a legendary run that would still be remembered fondly to this day. Jalen, they are taking their sweet time on releasing Swoop. I think he's the last Dinobot left. Yep, he is. And yeah, I'm wondering if they're trying to figure out how big to make him and how to balance him, have him stand up accurately. Because I thought when they revealed them that I was going to have my Dinobots transforming back and forth. But I'm kind of like, I like them in Dinobot mode. Kind of like how they had them in the movie. Starting line of Wave 2, Jokic, Jimmy Butler, Kevin Durant, Damian Lillard, Anthony Davis, Devin Booker, DeMar DeRozan, and Draymond Green. Now that's what they should have had, but they just dropped the ball wholesale on that thing. And yeah, nothing coming on that front. Thank you for dropping by, my friend. Appreciate you as always, Ryan. Hopefully you have a good podcast as well. All right, so let's see here. Let's go to it, because speaking of sports figures, McFarlane dropped the legendary Barry Sanders, and that's NFL Legacy Series 1. That's really encouraging to hear, because that means we're going to see some more. And he's in his white jersey, which you can get. And there's some nice, gritty dirt stains on it. It's got the wide eyes. I think that is a really great looking Barry Sanders figure. And he's coming out, excuse me again, in December. So that's really cool. And I'm really curious to see what other legends they're going to throw into this. You get the whole bundle of these versions of Barry, and that's the gold label one where he is literally in gold. And then you've got the blue jersey, which I like as well. It's a pretty decent sales and savings because you get all three of those instead of paying $90 for them. So that's good stuff. Snake Eyes, really hope they do new Fall of Cybertron Bruticus from Studio Series. Yeah, that would be great. I want to see a new Bruticus. I want to see Superion, Computron, Defensor, all of them, from at least the first series and that whole edition through, the Headmasters and all that stuff. I would love to see those guys. Ski Raider, that Barry figure is dope. Bring on more NFL Legends. Well, the good news is this is Series 1, so he's going to do more. I don't remember if McFarlane ever did a Sanders figure before, so hopefully this paves the way for some never-before-done NFL Legends. I'm definitely throwing in the circle to get a Roger Craig figure in there to put him alongside Jerry Rice, Montana, and Ronnie Lott from the golden age of the Niners and complete that group. That'd be really fun. I'm sure there are more Cowboy fans that would like to see more of that, the 90s Cowboys, Packer fans as well. I mean, shoot, even more of the Patriots, but I feel like they've done quite a few of them. But yeah, I'm really happy about this Legends line coming back to this. It's kind of what I wanted to see Hasbro do with their starting lineup. So at least McFarlane's paying attention to the marketplace and what we want to see. Blake, Iron Fist. Yes, 6-inch Yellow Jacket, 8-inch Giant Man Bap. Dude, yeah, we really need to see Iron Fist. I feel like he might be the most wanted for me in terms of Marvel Legends, because it's like, we've got Power Man, but we need his buddy. Ski Raider, love an articulated series of NBA and NFL Legends on a Mayfex level. That would be dope. Bo Jackson and Deion Sanders two-pack. That's a really cool idea. Larry Bird versus Magic. Dr. J and Jordan free throw line dunk set. Man, we should have you working on these things, my friend. Jerry Rice, Montana Marino, tons of legends. Yes. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that we need to see coming up in the pipe, and a lot of things coming for all of these figure lines that we're looking forward to. I just wanted to check to see if there was another one that I did not mention that needs a little love, a little attention as we come up with these predictions for what we want to see. On the Star Wars front, I really want to see a Captain Rex. I want to see more Clone Wars era figures. So we know we've got some like Pre Vizsla coming. We've got an Anakin, young Annie, and Padme from Phantom Menace. But I want to see a lot more Clone Wars era stuff, especially since it seems like a little bit more attention is being paid to it. Rebels also has a few more characters who are important to the series that would be great additions as well. So lots of stuff to see. 80s Kid says, here's an idea. Cap and Bucky. Yeah, we could see those guys too. So, all right. Well, guys, that is it for me on this one. Like I said, I will be back on Friday breaking down everything that Hasbro reveals and shows off to us at PulseCon. So thank you everybody for hanging out with me. For those of you who follow it, we'll be back on tomorrow for Lau's Movie Files episode 300. We'll be back on the regular time at 8:05. And now it's time to relax, take a little bit, take a break, get some food, and get ready for Ahsoka. I'll see you all tomorrow or Friday. For now, this episode of Lau's Figure Files